Right now at noon, powerful tornadoes rip across Oklahoma overnight, tearing roofs off homes and flipping over trucks.
That same system brought severe storms to our area. They have calmed down, thankfully, so we've got clear skies. We're going to take a look at what those morning storms left behind coming up.
And the U.S. warns China of serious consequences if it provides military aid to Russia.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Nasty weather all across the country, creating problems for millions of Americans. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, a wild and windy night in the 4 states, snow in California, a dust bowl in Texas, and a record-breaking tornado outbreak in Oklahoma. Tens of thousands of people are without power today, and we start in Norman, Oklahoma with Omar Villafranca.
Powerful tornadoes ripped across Oklahoma overnight, tearing roofs off homes and flipping over trucks.
All of a sudden, it felt like a bomb hit outside or something. The whole house kind of shifted.
At least 8 tornadoes touched down in the state, the highest ever recorded in the month of February.
And the garage moved, and the next thing I know, it was gone. It was done, like 3 seconds flat.
In the Oklahoma City area alone, several twisters toppled chimneys, crumpled siding, and sent debris flying into the air. Chelsea Riley said the wind shattered the window right next to her 10-year-old daughter's bed.
She threw her blanket over her head and she waited for me to come get her. Her brother came screaming to her rescue and I pushed him in the bathroom.
She said she'd left them in the bathroom as she raced to find her 2 other children, ages 5 and 6. When the wind calmed down, she saw just how much damage there was.
There was shingles everywhere, fence panels broken. We jumped in the car and tried to leave, and as I'm trying to get out of my driveway, things are broken everywhere.
What in the world is that?
The dangerous system also slammed Kansas. At least 2 tornadoes were confirmed in the state. And it brought golf ball-sized hail to Texas.
He shouldn't be out in this weather.
And spun up dust storms in the Panhandle, turning the sky yellow. It's the same storm system that dumped historic rain and snow on the West Coast over the weekend. Hundreds of drivers were stranded on the icy and snowy roads as freeways came to a standstill. In the Sierra, drivers are being warned to stay off the roads, with near whiteout conditions expected over the next 2 days.
We've already shoveled this multiple times.
Good news is no one was killed here in Norman, but there were several people that were injured, and there are still several thousand people without power, but crews are working to restore that. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Norman, Oklahoma.
Well, here in the 4 states, the storms kept crews busy overnight, cleaning up debris and clearing roads. And there were several storm damage reports across the area. In Joplin, strong winds knocked down this utility pole at East 4th and Ozark. Over in Carthage, the strong wind gust toppled a utility pole onto a fence near River and East Fur Road. Also in Carthage, the storms uprooted a tree across a car and garage on Hillcrest Avenue. And here's another uprooted tree on East Fur Road in Jasper County, east of Carthage. That's just a few of what we captured pictures of overnight. Chris Warner joins us with a look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, right now we are a lot better off. The skies are calm on our camera at 7th and Range Line. However, the winds are not. We've still been dealing with some gusty winds across the area. And we have been keeping an eye on storm reports as they have become updated, as they've updated through the morning. So again, there's those clear skies. Same at 20th and Range Line from the MoDOT camera there. But again, still dealing with the brisk winds down here at the surface. Now those will start to calm down a little later this evening. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear. One to show you. This morning, we tracked that line of storms from roughly where it developed to where it ended up in a 12-hour period. 600 miles is how far it traveled. Now back on the low, and you saw the number of storm reports and damage reports it's left behind. Let's take a look real quick at the local level. This morning we only had about 3 of these, but as daylight's come out and people have begun assessing the damage, we are seeing more storm or damage reports. Starting in Ottawa County, some tree and barn roof damage in Miami. And then around that same area, power poles down, trees down. In the Webb City area, down trees, utility poles. We had barn damaged and debris near the Avila area. Newton County, tree down on a house near Diamond. Another some significant damage to a barn and other farm outbuildings in Newton County. And some additional 2 barns destroyed and 2 outbuildings destroyed in Vernon County. And that's just one small selection of the number of reports that were received. Now, yesterday, we started our day at 43, made it up to 66. We've got another mild one for us across the region. Quick look at those temperatures. 58 Iola, 65 Parsons, 63 Miami, and 62 Neosho in Carthage. What we're keeping an eye on, still got those gusty winds, warm today, but they'll calm down later. Clouds will start to increase this week. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but we are watching snow chances heading into Friday morning. We'll take a complete look at your full forecast here in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, the U.S. says China is considering sending weapons to Russia, but warns doing so will carry consequences. Nicole D'Antonio has more details from Capitol Hill. Well, the United Nations Secretary General announced today the UN has documented hundreds of cases of human rights abuses by Russian forces in Ukraine, including kidnappings, rape, and torture. Well, there's new information on how the COVID-19 pandemic may have started. The Department of Energy says it has data that supports a theory the COVID outbreak began with a laboratory leak in Wuhan, China. While there is no consensus among U.S. intelligence officials about how the pandemic started, the FBI and now the Energy Department have both found an accidental lab leak increasingly plausible. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, a team of scientists develop an AI camera trap that could help protect wildlife from poachers. And later, we're making an Italian hoagie stromboli in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, park rangers have a new tool to protect some of the world's most endangered animals. With Africa's wildlife under constant threat, new high-tech cameras are helping track down poachers. CBS's Ian Lee has the story.
Fighting poaching has been a long road for rangers in Central Africa. The job is dangerous and difficult.
It's literally like finding a needle in a haystack, right? You never know where someone is.
But new technology from a Dutch startup could help rangers catch poachers red-handed.
We developed a smart camera system that can, in real time, track down people or animals in huge remote areas.
These smart cameras use artificial intelligence to quickly identify what's in the picture and instantly send the images to ranger smartphones, allowing them to act quickly. Traditional cameras have meant waiting months to see what's happening in the wild.
Rangers have to go to these cameras every 6 months to replace the batteries and then collect the memory cards, and then they can see what is on the photo.
Solar power runs these AI cameras, which are also designed to protect hungry elephants, known to destroy plantations and livelihoods.
When our cameras detect an elephant, the alarm goes off, and then we hope that elephants will automatically be chased away from the village.
Dozens of smart camera traps have been deployed in parks around the world to give conservationists the best shot at protecting endangered animals. Ian Lee, CBS News.
Scientists are also testing a cell phone sensor attached to the cameras that can detect nearby SIM cards, often a sign that poachers are in the area. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
If your dinner routine is getting a little too routine, then join us today in the Test Kitchen.
But first, it's warm for the time being, but we are again tracking snow later this week. We'll take a look at your complete forecast coming up. Well, we did have ourselves some rocky weather early this morning. Obviously, the skies have calmed down now. We are mostly clear, and the Skywatch Storm Tracker is also... Skywatch Storm Tracker still clear across the area, and it's going to remain that way for a while. So here's what I wanted to show you, is this impressive loop of this same line of storms has traveled roughly 1,000 miles since it started yesterday evening. This is an 18-hour loop. And look at the damage reports and the severe weather reports that it's left behind as it continues to track off. So now what they're dealing with in Indiana is the backside of this low pressure system getting some development going, where the line that we got early this morning is now in central Ohio, if you can believe that. We are talking hundreds of severe weather reports in the wake of this system. Now we're doing considerably better. Look at these picturesque blue skies out there at 7th and Rangeline. Same from the MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline. Ample sunshine, a gorgeous day, breezy, but a gorgeous day nonetheless. We're already up to 62 in Joplin. The west breeze at 18 miles an hour, and as we progress through the afternoon and into the early evening, those wind speeds will continue to calm down a bit. Looking at a cool spot in Iola at 58, Neodesha, Chanute 65, as well as Parsons, 63, Miami, 62, Anderson, Neosho, Carthage, and 61, Lamar and Nevada. As we go through the rest of the day, we're looking to be a pinch warmer than what we thought this morning, which is a good thing. I like the warm weather. 67, so a perfect temperature to be outside. Winds will start calming down around 4 or 5 o'clock this evening, and we will remain clear to mostly clear as we go into the overnight hours. We'll have those calm winds. We're down to 52 by 10, 47 by midnight, heading for an overnight low of 43 degrees. However, I mentioned the snow word. If you've lived in the 4 states as long as I have, if you've been here, if you're a native of the area, you're well aware that we can get all 4 seasons in a week. We can get all 4 seasons in a single day sometimes, and we're going to get to experience a little bit of that shifting this week. We head into tomorrow, not bad. We even head into Wednesday. We see a few more clouds, but not bad. It's Thursday where we could see a few morning showers across the area, and as the day progresses, a few more showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder or two. But take a look off to our northwest. There's this nice band of really cold air out there. So while we're initially warm, getting some showers again, maybe a thunderstorm or two, there's this mess moving into the area as we head into very early Friday morning. We're looking at a wintry mix, possibly even some snow. There's the possibility even that this snow could accumulate. Now, we're not looking at a ton of snow at this point, but we're still several days out, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. And then as it kicks out of here, we actually warm up just a hair on the backside of all of it. And then heading into the weekend, we warm up even more. So quick reminder from this morning, especially if you don't have the Skywatch weather app, scan that QR code or go to your favorite app store and download it now. You've got the latest severe weather alerts, forecast, anything we do in terms of severe weather, all in the palm of your hand. That way, if you lose power or you're taking shelter, you'll have the latest weather information. All right, let's look ahead. 66 tomorrow, 59 on Wednesday. There's those evening showers Thursday, 53. We do drop down to 35 for the high on Friday, so much colder, but it doesn't last. We head into the weekend, we're already starting to warm up, and as we head into the next work week, yeah, we've got some additional shower chances out there, some additional rain chances, but take a look at those temperatures, going back up to near 60 degrees and at least hanging out in the 50s for the first half of next week. So this little taste of winter heading into Thursday night and to Saturday morning isn't really going to last that long, but still could cause some havoc on area roadways Friday morning. And of course, if that ends up being the case, we'll be right here with you on the KOAM Morning News, keeping track of all of that, and we'll keep you updated on the potential snow throughout the week. Until then, enjoy this weather.
I'd like to see temperatures, 7 to 10 days from now as warm as they are now, though. It would be nice for that kind of a warm up.
But hey, just keep in mind, we're just a couple of 3 days away from the meteorological start of spring, which means we're even closer to the official start of spring. Right. So it's going to get better soon.
And then it'll get hot.
Yeah, we'll have about 2 weeks of spring, and then it'll be summertime.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making an Italian hoagie stromboli after the break. Well, today's recipe uses one of Howard's favorite go-to shortcuts. We'll tell you what it is in just a bit. But when it's all rolled together and hot out of the oven, it tastes like it came from your favorite pizza parlor. We're making an Italian hoagie stromboli in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If your dinner routine is getting a little too routine, then we have just the thing to mix it up. It's an overstuffed homemade Italian stromboli that'll have everybody running to the table. Come on, let me show you. It starts by unrolling a refrigerated pizza crust onto a cutting board. Now comes the fun part. We layer on some sliced ham, and that can be Italian style or whatever's on sale. Sliced pepperoni, smoked provolone cheese, and some roasted red peppers that we've drained really well. We sprinkle this with Italian seasonings and a bit of garlic powder before rolling it up jelly roll style. Then we put it on a baking sheet and finish it with some Parmesan cheese before popping it in the oven. The nice thing about this is there are no rules, so feel free to change up the meats and cheeses. When this comes out of the oven, call the troops to the table and divvy it up. Maybe have a bowl of marinara sauce for Duncan. To get the recipe for our Italian hoagie stromboli, simply use your phone, tablet, or computer to check out our website.
I love anything with pizza crust.
Me too. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with Kelly, where today we found a pizza parlor way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
I'm officially hungry now, and you can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
All right, up to 67 today. Winds will calm down later this evening. Nice day for us tomorrow as well, 66. Evening showers Thursday, maybe some morning snow Friday, much colder. And then after that, though, we warm right back up as we head into the upcoming weekend.
All right, what do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, at 5, February is American Heart Month. In Health Watch, we're going to learn the inspirational story of a competitive cyclist who has a second chance at life with a new heart. Plus, pilot program in Britain testing a 4-day work week begins with 91% of companies wanting to make it permanent. How lawmakers in the U.S. are pushing American companies to give it a try. And details on security updates after Joplin School Board approves improvements. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you, Dallin. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.